Hey, I'm Shirley, and today I'm answering the question, what is a fractional COO, and do you actually need one? If you're a small business founder generating anywhere from $20,000 to $100,000 a month in revenue, and your business feels chaotic despite the growth, this video is for you. By the end, you'll know exactly what a fractional COO does, how it's different from other options, and whether it makes sense for your business right now. First, let's talk about the problem fractional COOs solve. You started a business because you're good at something. Maybe you're a designer, a consultant, a developer, a coach. You know how to deliver great work and land clients. And it's working. Revenue is growing. You've hired a few people. Clients are happy. But here's what nobody tells you. The skills that got you to $30,000 a month are completely different from the skills you need to get to $100,000. At $30,000 a month, you can run everything yourself. You're involved in every client project. You make every decision. You handle all the coordination. It's exhausting, but it works. But when you try to double or triple that revenue, everything breaks. More clients means more chaos. Hiring creates more confusion, not less. Systems you built for 5 clients completely fall apart at 15. You're working 70 hours a week, and you're still the bottleneck for everything. Sound familiar? This is where most small businesses get stuck. They have the market demand. They have the talent, but they don't have the operational systems to scale sustainably. And that's not your fault. Nobody teaches founders how to build operations. You learned how to deliver your service. You learned how to sell. But process documentation, team structure, financial systems, workflow management, that's a completely different skill set. And that's exactly what a fractional COO brings. What is a fractional COO? Let's break it down. COO stands for Chief Operating Officer. In a big company, the COO is responsible for the day-to-day operations. While the CEO focuses on vision and strategy, the COO makes sure the business actually runs smoothly. The word fractional means part-time. So a fractional COO is someone who does that operating work for your business, but not full-time. Maybe 10 to 20 hours a week instead of 40. Here's what that looks like in practice. A fractional COO comes in and builds the operational systems your business needs to scale. Things like financial systems. Most founders check their bank account and hope for the best. A fractional COO builds you a dashboard with the 12 essential KPIs you need to track, sets up cash flow forecasting, creates a budget that actually works, gives you financial visibility so you can make smart decisions. Process documentation. Right now, everything is probably in your head. A fractional COO documents your core processes so they're repeatable, trainable, and don't require you personally for every single decision. Team structure. Who reports to whom? Who makes what decisions? What's the communication flow? A fractional COO creates clarity so your team can actually function without constant confusion. Project management systems. How does work move through your business? How do you track what's happening? How do you know if you're on time and on budget? A fractional COO implements the systems that make this visible and manageable. Strategic delegation. Not just throwing tasks at people and hoping they figure it out, but actually creating a framework for what gets delegated when and to whom. Essentially, a fractional COO builds the operational foundation that lets you scale revenue without scaling chaos. Now you might be thinking, how is this different from a consultant? Or from just hiring a full-time operations person? Great question. Let's compare. A consultant typically comes in, does an assessment, gives you a report with recommendations, and leaves. You're left to implement everything yourself. A fractional COO actually implements. We don't just tell you what to do. We build the systems with you, train your team, and stick around to make sure they actually work. What about hiring a full-time COO or operations manager? Here's the thing. A full-time COO costs between $150,000 and $300,000 a year, plus benefits. That's $12,000 to $25,000 a month. If you're at $30,000 to $100,000 a month in revenue, you probably can't afford that. And honestly, you don't need someone full-time yet. A fractional COO gives you executive-level operational expertise at a fraction of the cost. You get the systems and strategy you need without the full-time salary. And here's what's really important. You get someone who's done this before. Someone who's built operational systems for multiple businesses and knows what works. When you hire your first full-time operations person, they're probably learning as they go. A fractional COO brings pattern recognition from working with dozens of businesses at your stage. So who actually needs a fractional COO? In my experience, fractional COO support makes sense when you're in what I call the teenage years of your business. You're past the startup phase. You're generating real revenue, somewhere between $20,000 and $100,000 a month. You have a small team, maybe 2 to 20 people. You've proven the business model works. Clients want what you're selling, but the operations are chaotic. Growth feels hard instead of exciting. You're the bottleneck. Systems are breaking. Your team is confused about roles and decisions. Here are the specific signs you're ready for fractional COO support. 1. You're working 60 to 70 hours a week, but the business can't run without you. 2. Every time you hire someone, it creates more chaos instead of giving you leverage. 3. You have revenue, but you're not sure about profitability. You don't have clear financial visibility. 4. Your team is constantly asking you questions because there's no documented process. 5. You want to scale, but you know your current operations won't support doubling revenue. If 3 or more of these are true, a fractional COO can probably help. On the flip side, you're not ready for a fractional COO if you're still validating your business model. If you're under $20,000 a month and still figuring out what you're selling, focus on that first. You want quick tips and hacks. Fractional COO work is systematic transformation, not quick fixes. You're unwilling to delegate. If you need to control everything personally, operational systems won't help. If you're thinking a fractional COO might be right for your business, here's what getting started typically looks like. Most fractional COOs, including me, start with a free consultation. I call it a clarity call. It's 30 minutes where we look at where you are operationally, where you want to go, and what the gaps are. From there, we determine if transformation makes sense. Sometimes the answer is yes, let's work together. Sometimes the answer is not yet, here's what to build first. And sometimes the answer is you're further along than you think and don't actually need intensive operational help. All 3 of those outcomes are valuable. The goal is honest assessment, not selling you something you don't need. If we do work together, there are typically 2 models: a transformation project, usually 3 months, where we do a complete operational overhaul. We build your core systems, document your processes, set up your financial visibility, create your team structure. Intensive work to get you to operational stability. Or ongoing fractional COO partnership, where I'm part of your team long-term, providing consistent operational leadership as you scale. Most clients start with the transformation and then move into ongoing partnership. So that's what a fractional COO is and how to know if you need one. If you're in that $20,000 to $100,000 a month range, you have a small team, and your operations feel chaotic, a fractional COO can help you build the systems that let you scale sustainably. If you want to explore whether this makes sense for your business, I offer free 30-minute clarity calls. Link is in the description below. And if you want to learn more about operational systems, I'll be posting content weekly on building businesses that actually work. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.